Okay, Mega, it's time that you learn Sharia law. Now that we Muslims are slowly taking over your country, starting with New York soon, inshallah. And then not only are we taking over your country, we're bringing in communism. So you better get used to the idea of giving up your money and share it with the poor. And yeah, just a few things you gotta know about Sharia law. No more pork, so that shit has to go. Then you're gonna have to pay some sort of tax for being non-Muslim, of course. And yeah, so it's time to learn some Arabic, and yeah, time to put your wives in burqas, because that's going to be next. So yeah, so welcome to the Islamic State of America.
That right there is a man claiming that Muslim is slowly taking over this country and that America will one day be ruled by Sharia law, which is one of the reasons why you see so many different states are passing laws to ban Sharia law. And Florida is the latest state because yesterday Governor Ron DeSantis, he signed a bill into law to ban Sharia law. And if you don't know what Sharia law is, it's basically a type of Islam law that tells you everything you can and cannot do in terms of what you can wear, in terms of what you can eat, what you cannot eat, things that you can do and things that you cannot do. For instance, if you should steal something in Sharia law, they're supposed to cut your hands off and a whole bunch of other things. Let us get into it, starting with this reporting of that law that Governor Ron DeSantis signed yesterday into law.
New at 5, Governor Ron DeSantis signing a bill into law. It allows the state to identify domestic terrorist organizations. House Bill 1471 prohibits the use of legal frameworks like Sharia law and courts and cracks down on organizations it determines are domestic terrorist groups.
But we've been very strong in Florida from the beginning on all of this nonsense and doing whatever we can to keep the people of this state safe.
That bill that was signed by Governor Ron DeSantis does two of many things. For one, it recognizes the Constitution of the supreme law of the land, that no other laws, no other foreign laws should come to the United States and supersede the Constitution. The second thing is that this law allows the government of Florida to identify and prosecute groups that are perceived to be terrorist groups. And here we have Florida Governor Ron DeSantis speaking after he signed that bill. Play clip.
Think about what we're doing here. We'll do millions for public safety, millions for education, but never one red cent for jihad. So the legislation we'll sign today is the strongest action Florida has ever taken to protect its people from this influence, and obviously it spans finance, it spans political, it spans culture, and then of course it can be overt acts like we've seen in Old Dominion and other places around the country. I'm proud to be able to sign the bill today. I think it's something that we asked for many months ago, and I know there were a lot of folks in the legislature who were very strong in wanting to deliver something really meaningful. So this will help the state of Florida protect you. It'll help us protect your tax dollars. It'll help us protect things that should not be happening in the United States of America, but certainly shouldn't be happening in the free state of Florida. So this is going to be a big deal. We're going to have a lot of folks, I think, that are going to be appreciative. They'll sue us like they do on everything, and we'll win on appeal. Probably not in the district because they know which judge to go to, and we always lose. But we almost always win on appeal, and I think that'll end up happening with what we're doing here. Now, there's some other.
That was Governor Ron DeSantis right after he signed this bill into law, and he mentioned being sued because I think it was a month or so ago, Governor Ron DeSantis signed an executive order that designates two groups in Florida as terrorist organizations. And a woke judge went ahead and blocked that executive order. But fortunately, they were able to appeal, and I think the ruling was overturned. And here we have one of those group members having a complete meltdown over this bill that Governor Ron DeSantis signed into law yesterday. Play clip.
Yet Hiba Rahim, executive director of CARE Florida, pushed back on Monday's comments.
In fact, Islamic law teaches and commands that Muslims must abide by the law of the land. And I believe strongly, and we believe strongly, that these government officials know this, but they use these scare tactics to rile up the community and people and say, oh, we're not bringing Sharia into America. Well, guess what? Neither are we, and neither is anybody.
CARE Florida announcing a press conference in response at noon on Tuesday.
There's not a single American Muslim who I know, there's not a single scholar who I know, or an imam or cleric, who has ever preached for Sharia law to be implemented in the United States.
Annie Krall, 10 Tampa Bay News.
Here we have that lady claiming that there's no Muslim that she knows is trying to bring Sharia law to the United States, when we know that is a complete lie based on that clip that I showed you. And I can find clips after clips of people wanting to bring Sharia law to the United States. And here we have another clip to show you where these guys, I believe they're Muslims, they're chanting death to America in the streets of America. Take a listen.
Not a great look. The mayor condemned it. The White House condemned it. But what about Congresswoman Rashida Tlaib? She reps Dearborn. Is she okay with her constituents chanting death to America? Fox Business correspondent Hillary Vaughn asked her. Watch.
Congresswoman Tlaib.
Fox News. I don't talk to Fox News.
At a rally in your district, people were chanting death to America. Do you condemn?
Talk to Fox News.
But do you condemn chants of death to America?
I don't talk to people that use racist tropes.
And she never brought herself to condemn those chants that were being made. And here we have another congressman on the floor within the House of Representatives, I believe, outlining how they're trying to build Sharia cities in her state, Sharia cities in his state. Take a look.
Sharia is alive, well, and operating in Plano, Texas. Right now, as I speak, there is an existing Sharia adherent enclave run by the East Plano Islamic Center in my congressional district. It's been functioning for 12 years, right in our midst. This is not a hypothetical or future threat. It is here, now, and operational. Let me lay out exactly what already exists in Plano today under EPIC's control. 74 homes sold exclusively to Muslims affiliated with EPIC. No outsiders permitted. A massive mega mosque serving as the central anchor of the enclave. Sharia-adherent Islamic schools indoctrinating the next generation. Oh, by the way, we believe that the girls disappear at a certain point. A medical clinic.
As you can see, that is a city that is designated to teach Sharia law and live under Sharia law within the United States in Texas. And the United States isn't the only country that's grappling with this issue, because we have this clip as well, just to show you what they're doing in Europe, but England to be more specific. Take a look.
Hardline Muslims trying to enforce Sharia law in London. From abstention to amputation. It's been hearing how they want to instill their tough code on the capital.
So we are here to tell you that Islam and the Sharia is unstoppable in Europe.
Stoning for adultery, cutting off hands for stealing, death for renouncing Islam. This group of men is trying to enforce Sharia law in the UK. They've started a campaign to make certain areas of London and other cities Islamic law-controlled zones, starting with Walthamstow, East London. They want to ban drinking, gambling and playing music. And they say they've got bands of young men ready to patrol and enforce Sharia law.
And there you have it. This is the reason why a lot of states, including Florida, they're moving to ban Sharia law throughout the United States, because they're arguing that it's not compatible with the Constitution, plus it's not compatible with society as a whole. Why do we need a different set of laws within the United States? Why is the Constitution not enough? Why do we have to import a different sets of laws for a different set of people? It just doesn't make sense to me. And that brings us to the end of today's show. Let me know what you think in the comment section. Do you support this law in Florida, or do you think this is a step too far? Also, please consider liking, sharing, commenting, and subscribing, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.